They want you to believe that being a mother is the hardest job in America. It's not. If that was the case, they wouldn't keep having all these babies by all these different men. Obviously, it's not a hard job. You get a woman out here working every day, she might work 2 jobs. She might work 2 full-time jobs, or she might work a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. But ain't no woman working 5 jobs. But there's women with 5 children. There's women with 3 children who ain't getting no help with those 3, who will turn around and have 2 more. So ain't no way you telling me that's the hardest job in the world, because she still got food, shelter, and no children still wearing Jordans to school. So how is that the hardest job, when the laws and rules and regulations are set up to support that job? A woman can have as many children as she wants and continue getting government assistance for those children. She can have them back to back and ain't never got to pay a quarter for no medical bills on them children. You understand what I'm saying? Because if she ain't got no man on child support, then she can get Medicare, Medicaid, whichever one it is. I think it's Medicaid. And then if she does have men on child support, guess what? When you pay child support, taking care of that child's health bills and health insurance is one of your responsibilities. So how in the hell is that the hardest job in the world? I'm going to tell you what the hardest job in America is being a black father who is not in the household with your child. Especially if you've chosen the wrong woman. If you chose the wrong woman and put your seed in the wrong woman, boy, your fatherhood life is a fool out here, man. You're going through all types of things out here. Hollywood Hawkins, what up with you, homie? Good to see you in the building, man. Working the wrench. Brown Hornet, 1975. Appreciate the $5 super chat, homie. Homie said, come with the Reverend Doctor. I hope you're going to dissect the marriage thing like you said you will yesterday. Most high willing. Yeah, man, it ain't going to take long to do that. It ain't even going to take a whole live stream, man. So what we're talking about today is being a father. Now, that kind of lends itself to the discussion of what actually consecrates marriage. Because the main problem is that most of us are fathers and we are not in the household with our children. Which makes it a much tougher thing to do to be an effective father when you're not in the household with your children. I mean effective father. I won't say effective, but 100% effective. You understand what I'm saying? And by that, I don't mean you can't teach your child everything he needs to know. You can teach your son everything he needs to know. You can teach your daughter everything she needs to know. But what you can't do if you're not in the household is protect them from the influence of others. Of course, they got to go out into the world and be influenced, but I'm talking about the influence in the household. You can't protect them from that. You can't protect them from what's watched on the trick box. You can't protect them from what conversations they overhear if you're not in the household. You see what I'm saying? So your job as a guide can still be done. Your job as a leader can still be done. You understand? Your job as a shower of masculine affection can still be done. Your job as a protector has been cut in half as far as efficiency and effectiveness goes. And effectiveness goes. And that's just the reality of the situation. Ain't nothing you can do to deny it. Protection is an everyday, all day thing. And if you can't do it, man, hey man, listen. If you think about this, if you can't be in the household every night as a protector of your seed, to protect them and make sure somebody don't come kick the damn door in, to make sure that some cat that they mama dealing with, even if she's a good girl and she's dealing with quality men, who knows who has a vendetta against that man just because he's doing well. You know how many men have been positive men who've turned their lives around and jumped out of the game and went legit only to have somebody come kick their door in and burn up the house with them tied up in it? Ransack the house, the man legit now. Ain't no money in the house. But now they done been in there. They know how this man get down. They kill everybody in his house. See, where I'm from, these are the type of things that happen. Wake up early in the morning on a Sunday morning and there's a car on fire at the mall. We already know what kind of car it is because you can still see the chrome wheels on it and you can tell the foreign body. And guess what happened? When they get to the car and put the fire out, it's a body in the trunk tied up. These are the type of things you have to think about when you think about protecting your seed, man. And if you want to protect your seed and be in the household with them, what kind of sacrifices do you have to make for your own happiness and your own joy and your own peace of mind? And yeah, I know some beta male sit man Johnny's gonna say, well, Dr. BoA, shouldn't you make every sacrifice in the world for your seed? Shouldn't you make all the sacrifices you have to make? Shouldn't you live your life in? No, you shouldn't. You see, that's where the lines get blurred between what a mother should do and what a father should do. The reason why the Most High gave a mother the means to feed a child is because that is her responsibility. Sacrificing her body, sacrificing her mind, sacrificing her time, sacrificing her energy. Hey man, you see what her job is through the pregnancy. You see how her body is ravished during the pregnancy? You see how her strength leaves her during the pregnancy? You see how her weight balloons during the pregnancy? You see how her skin starts to be imperfect during the pregnancy? You see how her back starts to hurt during the pregnancy? You see how her feet swell during the pregnancy? You see how she can't keep nothing down at sometimes during the pregnancy? It is her job to make, that is God's way of showing you that it is the mother's job to make those types of sacrifices. It is your job to make whatever sacrifice you had to make to be a provider and protector. Now, I'm going to tell you like this, man. BBD, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the building. NYC Evolved, I appreciate the $25 super chat, brother. Homie says, Happy Father's Day, BoA. You have been like an older brother, young uncle to many in this AlphaSphere. May the Most High continue to bless and strengthen you. Brooklyn, number 5 boroughs. Ah, man. Brooklyn 5 boroughs. That's what's up, man. NYC love. That's what's up, homie. NYC represents me hard, man, and I appreciate that. Let me tell you, man, I get great representation from NYC, ATL. I got some great representation from Jamaica, and I got some hell of a representation from truck drivers, man. I didn't know it, man. But every time I come across a truck driver, man, they always telling me, hey, man, we be listening to you on the highway, man. I'm talking about some cats I never met who drive trucks. We created a bond from just listening to your content and talking about it, man. I said, man, you know what, man? That's a blessing right there, man. Because let me tell you something. A man who's out there on the road like that, solitary, away from the world, is at his strongest point. So when those men who are at their strongest point want to take that time and gravitate toward what I say, what I bring to the world from the Most High, hey, man, I'm extremely humbled by that. Because those men are already at their strongest. You understand what I'm saying? Those men are out there away from the cares of femininity. And they are out there, man, living their lives, seeing the country, man. That's the life right there. Triple M is trucking right now. Darius Smith representing Memphis. The M is in the building. So let me tell you something, man. We're going to talk about a few things today, man, that we need to be thinking about and that we need to be thankful of. And as you see, the title of this stream, of this show, is Fathers, Brothers, Husbands, and Men of the Most High. I salute you. And yes, I did include husbands in this because not all of us are blessed enough to not be husbands. Some of us are. So let's talk about being a father figure. Des Taylor in the truck in Little Rock. Kebron G representing Dallas. LV, what's good, man? The D walking rhythm. I got the homie Ryan Reyes from the D. And the homie Will B from the D is always in the joint. Got the D repping. Hey, man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Y'all give me a minute here, man. I'm texting my son, man. Give me a little second here, man. All right, let's get back to this thing, man. My bad, homies. All right, so let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about being a father. What does that mean? It's a tough job in these United States of America, man, especially for a black man, but really for all men. Because you come out of a marriage with a woman, man, and you got to go from being around your children every day to never being around them. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Besides the protection part of it, that's not necessarily bad. Because I'm going to tell you, if you go back far enough in history, you got to go way back. But there was a time when the way society functions now, where you go to work and you come home and then you sit down and chill with your family, and y'all all have dinner together, and then y'all all watch TV together, then y'all all go to bed, and then y'all all wake up in the morning and have breakfast. Hey man, that's matriarchy. Matriarchy created that, man. That was not a time, man. That was a time where we didn't live this life. See, the relationship now, the in-house relationship is based on the woman's energy. It's based on what she needs from an emotional perspective. But being a father, man, is something instinctive. Nobody ain't got to tell you how to do that. We don't need no advice on how to do that. But if you listen to this society tell you, they'll have you doing a whole bunch of things that don't represent fatherhood, but represent parenthood. There's a huge difference between fatherhood and parenthood. Parenthood is that man who says, I'm going to sacrifice whatever I have to and stay with that woman. That's what that is. I'm going to sacrifice my own happiness and stay with that woman. I'm going to force myself to give that woman what she wants so I can stay with that woman. So we can parent. We wasn't put here to parent. We was put here to be fathers. There's a big difference. Now, let me get into something right now, man. Because I also want to get a stepdad some props, man, on Father's Day, man. Because a lot of these scenarios, man, the biological father is unavailable. And if a man sees in his mind to step in and take that boy under his wing, any man who knocks him is really a hypocrite. Think about that. Any man who stops, looks at a man who stepped into that position. I mean, as long as that man ain't been run ramshot by that woman, been run over, you can't look at that man and say that he's weaker than you or less than you because you being a hypocrite. And let me tell you why you being a hypocrite. And it goes for anybody who's ever said it, including myself. When I said it, I was being a hypocrite. I say again, any man who talks down on a stepdad is a hypocrite. Any man. And some of the men that I respect well on this platform have said it. And I say to them, as I'm saying to myself, we were hypocrites when we talk down on the stepdad. And I'm going to tell you why right now. See, we like to pick and choose shit. And the part that we don't like, we shun it. But that's feminine. We got to stop thinking like females. A female will look at something that's similar to what she does, and because it's done in another way or by another title, they'll look at it based on the title of it, not the action of it. And I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about right now. Now, we all talk about how we like to mentor young boys, how we like to make a difference in these young boys' lives who ain't got no father. We like to go into these inner cities and make sure these boys have some parental guidance. We like to have boys and girls clubs, and we like to have big brother programs and all that, where we go in and become father figures to these little boys who ain't got no father. Now, if you've ever done that, if you've ever taken a young man under your wing, or groups of young men, or you've been a part of organizations who do that, put a 1 in the chat for me. Anybody who's taking time from their busy schedule to be a mentor to a young man. Any young man. Whether he was related to you, whether he was some young knucklehead from your old neighborhood, or whether he was some young cat who just lost his dad to gunfire, or whatever happened, I want y'all to put a 1 in the chat if you've ever mentored or given a young man any guidance for any extended period of time, like taking a young man under your wing. And let him know that he's got a man who he can rely on to give him guidance through his trials and tribulations as a child into teenage years, into adulthood. Because I've done it and I do it now. Now, now that I got enough ones in there, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you are not willing to be a stepdad. If you don't play that stepdad thing, if you ain't about to step in to be no stepdad, put a 2 in the chat if you are against being a stepdad to a single woman's child. If you are against being a stepdad, put a 2 in the chat. Now, this is going to be a very interesting exchange here, gentlemen. Very interesting. And we're all going to learn something about ourselves today. We're all going to learn something about ourselves today. Now, see, I'm going to tell you, man. And I see Rich Roster say it's different. Yeah, it is different. It's different because we can go out here. It's a straight up contradiction. It's all contradiction. Now, I know if we sit and think long enough, we could think of some ways that we could act like it's different. Yeah, there's some differences in it. The main difference is that you're benefiting from that woman. You're getting sex from that woman. That woman probably is fucking cooking for you. She probably cleaning for you. She probably washing your clothes. She probably breaking bread with you. She probably doing all that. Let me tell you what the difference is. If there's a difference for you and you can't do both, it's because when you involved with the woman, your fucking feelings get involved. You get caught up emotionally. You can't stay emotionally detached from the scenario. So basically, we can sit and tell ourselves that we can go out there in the world and find some random boy and feel great about ourselves for providing that boy some guidance. And sometimes that guidance lasts forever, man. Hey, man, I've mentored a kid from the time he was 8 years old, man, to the time he was going to his senior prom. You understand? I've mentored a kid for 10 years, man. 10 years. And then really longer than that. But then after that, he really just became like my little partner after that. Like he grew into a man. By the time he was at senior prom, he was already carrying himself like a man. You know what I'm saying? I respected him as a man at that point more than I respect some niggas in their 20s and 30s. But I helped him get to that point. So I ask you, how is it that we can look out into the world and provide all this energy for a random child, but then be knocking the knobs off a woman and going to that woman's house and eating up her food and enjoying her company, getting back rubs and foot rubs and all that, getting your hair braided or getting your beard shaved or whatever you got to do, getting your back massaged, doing whatever you got to do. But then you look at that same little boy right there that's in your presence every day when you over there. Even if you don't live there, every time you there, that little boy sees you. And you mean tell me that you look at a man who says, okay, I'm going to provide this little guy some tutelage as well. It ain't, the only difference is your emotions is involved. That's the only difference. Ain't no other difference. So I say, if you ain't going to provide mentorship for one, what in the hell you provide mentorship for the other one for? It's the same thing, except one way, at least you're benefiting from the woman. In the other way, you ain't benefiting at all. Just telling yourself you feel good. You're doing a good deed. And last time I checked, I'm going to be honest with you. Getting bread, head, and leg from a woman is way more beneficial than going out in the world, beating my chest, say, hey, I helped that kid right there. You see what I'm saying? We got to get out our feelings on a lot of this stuff, man, and keep it 100 with ourselves. So I don't knock a man who's a stepdad unless he's in a... See, just because you in a stepdad situation, that's just a title. Just because a man is with a woman who has a child, that don't make him a stepdad. Just because he's in a situation dealing with a woman with a child and he chooses to mentor that child and give that kid some guidance, that don't make him a stepdad. You become a stepdad when you marry that woman who's got another man's child. When you marry that woman and make her your wife, oh yeah, you a stepdad now. Because technically speaking, nigga, you ain't no dad until the woman becomes your wife. That's when you take on the father responsibility. Otherwise, you just mentoring that kid. You're doing the same thing for that kid that you do for another kid. But we got to stop letting ourselves be defined by titles. Now, you see how when we talk about it like that, it don't even seem bad. But when we throw that title on it, that society has dictated, or that some of us have dictated, be perpetuated ourselves. Stepdad. Oh, the dreaded stepdad. Let's just do away with the whole stepdad term, man. We ain't gonna even call the man that married the woman no stepdad. He just a nigga that married a woman with another man's child. We gonna eliminate the term stepdad. Because what it means is that your effort, even no matter how great that kid turns out by your effort ain't as good because you ain't the real dad. Okay, well, any kid you help, you ain't his real dad. Just look at it like this. And I know it's gonna sound pretty incestuous. Just look at it as the man we call the stepdad being the big brother who's knocking down the kid's mama. Let's call him the step brother. Let's call him the step uncle. Let's call him Uncle Junebug. Let's call him Uncle Ray Ray. But we got to stop knocking men, because think about this. If all of us in here now go mentor a boy, if all of us mentor a boy right now, got 99 in here. If all of us go mentor a boy right now, all of us go mentor a boy right now, that's only 99 boys. Now think about all the men in the manosphere who ain't going. I ain't talking about just the creators. I'm talking about the people you see in the comments, in the chats. Think about all those men who are not going to mentor a young black boy. You mean to tell me that we had the audacity to knock a man who's going into a situation and putting himself in that situation permanently to do what we out here doing? How can we knock that man? He's simply doing what we out here doing for random boys. But he has put himself on the line and say, okay, I'm going to jump into this situation and I'm going to bring this young man to full fruition. And when we'll go out there and do it to some random kid in the PJs and bring him to full fruition. It's the same thing, man. We're just being divided by a title that we allow to be perpetuated amongst our ranks, where we look at another man who's taking on a responsibility that some man has to take on. No child left behind, nigga. Some man has to take that responsibility on. And if it ain't the real biological father, it's going to be one of us out there mentoring a kid that's out there lost because he ain't got no guidance. Or it's going to be that man that we call stepdad, who sees that kid as a part of the package with that woman who he's enjoying. And he says, okay, I'll be honest with you. When you really think about it, the stepdad is actually in a better situation. You understand? The cat we call the stepdad. He's actually in a better situation. Because especially if the woman is attractive, if the woman is fine and she getting money. So here he is, the woman fine, she getting money, he getting everything he can get out the woman. And all he doing is mentoring the boy the same way we do for nothing. The same way we give our time and energy to for no reward. Shit, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Salute to the stepdads on Father's Day as well, nigga. Happy Stepfather's Day to you. Now, let's keep it going here, man. Now, another thing is this, man. You got to maintain your mental health as a father, man. Now, what do I mean by that? You got to maintain your mental health as a father. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's two levels of this. It's easy to do it when you put your seed in the right woman. The woman who's willing to step aside and not interfere with you effectively parenting your son the way you want to. See, today we talking about fathers and sons. You talked about your daughter on Mother's Day. We're talking about fathers and sons today. You know what I'm saying? This is a no women allowed day. It's Father's Day. So when you put your seed in the right woman, man, who's gonna fall back and not just fall back and not interfere, but do what's necessary on her side to continue to perpetuate all of the laws that you want your son to live by, all of the statutes and commandments that you create for your son to live by. That's the right woman right there, boy. You maintain your mental health. So the first step in maintaining your mental health as a father is making sure if you're going to drop a seed, you drop it in the right damn woman. Because I'm going to tell you like Martin Mama told him on Thin Line Between Love and Hate. One night of pleasure can give you a lifetime of pain, man. And that's the realest thing that you're going to hear said in real life or on the movie screen. One night of pleasure can bring you a lifetime of pain. And there's plenty of men around here right now stressed the hell out because they done put their seed in the wrong woman. And ain't no do-overs, nigga. Once you hear that, it's over. That's your life. That's your life, man. Now, the second leg of this is putting your seed in the wrong woman. Now, let's see how many things that can affect you. Because when you put it in the right woman, man, you good. Man, everything flows smoothly. You are one happy camper. You are one happy camper. You understand? In those types of situations, man, and I know I got some real partners, man, that's in that situation. And you know what? They see, the first thing you've got to do is get out of your damn feelings. You got to let your emotions go. You got to let your emotions go. And when you and the woman ain't together no more, that don't mean that you can shun the responsibilities of fatherhood. So I know men right now who are not with the woman anymore, and you're talking to one right now. You still got responsibilities. If you picking your son up from school sometime, if you get him to his practices and all that sometime, that's your son. You ain't helping that woman when you do that. You're doing that for your son. That's your job. It ain't got nothing to do with the woman if y'all together or not. That's your son. That's your job, homie. You weren't doing it because you and the woman was together. You were doing it because the woman dropped your seed. And once he was born, he was yours. Now, who is the right woman, man? That's a totally different stream right there. Totally different stream. That's damn near to be sold, not told right there. But I tell you what, I ain't gonna get into how you know the right woman before you drop your seed, but I bet your ass your bottom dollar after you drop your seed, you gonna know if she the wrong woman. I can bet you that. And see, these are the type of things I talk about all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? If a woman can't rock with your program, she the wrong woman. You understand what I'm saying? If a woman can't rock with your program fully, she the wrong woman. Having the right woman ain't hard. That's why I don't see why these boys be around here traipsing around, freaking all these different women, creating all these wives. Because let me tell you something. Sex consecrates a wife. See, we ain't going to talk about marriage because the Most High don't talk about marriage. He talks about a man taking a wife. I don't talk about the term marriage. I only use it because that's the familiar term out here. But I don't talk about marriage because the Most High doesn't condone the covenant of marriage with this society and its laws and statutes and commandments. He doesn't condone that. But taking a wife, when you go in unto a woman and you go into a woman, man, sexually, when you enter that woman is your wife. Think about that. That's why there was always provision made for us having multiple wives. The Most High never said you got to have one wife. See, this is what I'm telling you. If the Most High tells me something, and then later on it says, oh, you can only do that because your hearts were hardened. Nigga, our hearts ain't never been more hard than they are right now. How the hell you mean to tell me that our hearts are less hardened than they were then? No, nigga, we terrible. Look at the shit we do to each other. Look how black men and women tear each other down. Look at the shit we do to our children. Look at the thing black men do to other black men. Look how other black women tear other black women down. Not only our hearts hardened, we're not even together as a people right now. So you're not going to tell me that you allowed to do that because your heart was hardened, but it is no more. Hey, man, if that's what you want to go for it. Because the first thing you did told me a lie when you said our hearts were hardened. They harder now. See, some of these things are just common sense, man. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why when these boys be teaching all this, go out and have sex with men and women as you can. And I heard some old sucker talking about, I thought that's what a man was supposed to do. I thought a man was supposed to go out here and have sex with women. Hey, man, that's what a male animal is supposed to do, not a human. That's what you do when you don't have no understanding of the Most High, or you're spiritually unaware. Or either you got some mental issues, one or the other. There ain't no way that these men can really believe that their life is supposed to be built around going out and have sex, have as much sex with any woman as they can. Hey man, these boys don't have no spiritual foundation. Man, let me tell you something, brothers. And this real talk. I got access to some boppers, boy. Some boppers. But they all active doing shit in my life. I can, man, listen, having sex with them is a flash in the pan. I can do that. Some of them I have. But I never established a sexual relationship with the woman. I never, by that, I mean, I never established a relationship with a woman that's based solely on sex. If sex comes, it's because we've established other things that make our bond grow. I'm never going to create a bond with a woman based on sex. That's a waste of my damn time, man. Think about it. I'm going to create a bond with a woman based on sex? And that's all? Boy, you can't build no bond with no woman based on sex. That ain't no bond. That's just lust, man. Hey, but that's what they do, man. You know what I'm saying? They want you to believe that all the benefits that a woman can bring to the table are not yours. And then they complain when a woman go over there, and then it seemed like when a black woman get with a white man, she giving him all the benefits. No, you niggas don't want the benefits. All you want is sex from her. That's why she go get her money and go over there and marry a white man, because at least the white man respects the fact that she got other shit to bring to the table. You niggas are like starving lions. You treat every woman like a piece of meat. Y'all boys immature. It's immature as hell, man, to see every woman as a piece of meat. To see every woman as, look, listen, man. Let's say you got a woman that's 5'6", slim, thick, pretty toes, pretty face, smooth skin, long natural hair, straight pearly white teeth, soft lips, thick enough but not too thick, don't look like Botox lips, sexy slanted cat eyes. Talking about, man, nigga, even her motherfucking belly button perfect. Got the little ring in her belly button. You understand? Got just enough tatas to stick out of her shirt, but they perking it like. Got an education, and guess what? Surprisingly, she had both parents. Her parents paid for her education already. She got a master's degree. She owns her own business. And then you meet her and all you want to do is have sex with her. Woman got plenty of money. She's got some real estate investors. Hey, man, last chick I just met, man, my newest chick in the stable, man. Hey, man, she's a real estate investor. And I met her when I was in Arlington, man, looking for a new spot out there, you know, around Arlington, Texas, right? Which is right outside of Dallas. That's actually where the Cowboy Stadium and the Texas Ranger Stadium is. They're actually building a new Ranger Stadium out there right now. And also that's where Six Flags Over Texas is. So I'm out there, man. And so I'm out there with an Asian chick, an Asian realtor, right? And I'm thinking, you know, that, well, hey, man, she Asian. She finna show me some things. Because there's an Asian chick in Birmingham named Julie Kim. If you want to get some fly, in the best areas, hey man, Julie Kim is who you holler at. It ain't too many things that's real fly out there that Julie Kim name ain't on out front. So I'm out there, man, and I'm looking, and she like, and I noticed that a lot of properties in the areas that I had looked at and I wanted to see, she was having to call this woman and see, cause she have access to it. See, cause she go in it. Cause you know, when one realtor has the place on, other realtors can show it, but they have to get permission from that realtor that's actually over that property. So I noticed about 5 properties, man. She called this lady, and I said, hey, if you don't mind me asking, who is this woman you keep calling? She told me what her name was. I said, well, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since she seems to be in this area right here handling these things where I want to be, then I'm gonna need to call her then. And come to find out, man, she was a sister. You know what I'm saying? Look, about 5'2", man. I'm talking about, man, boy, you talking about stacked up. Brick house, man, brick house. But then she came through with some 6-inch heels on, so she was 5'8" when she rolled up. And didn't look like she was a rookie in them things too, cause she was strutting in them. So she showed me a few spots, man, and she said it was short notice, so she just showed me the ones that I already had wanted to look at. And she said she pulled together some more for me. And so I'm supposed to go back out there in July, man. So I was telling the homie C Doug, man, when I'm out that way, man, I'm gonna give him a shout and shit, man. We get out there and, chop it up a little bit, man. So, but anyway, um, so I mean, shit, man, we've been chopping it up ever since, man. Of course, and that's a different level of female right there. This bullshit game these niggas be talking about, man, playing these games, man, that woman now got paper. You got to be a man when you're dealing with a woman that got paper, brothers. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's why these niggas like to deal with broke bras who ain't gotten it. Bras who are impressed by your paper. You got to be a man when you're dealing with a woman who got her shit together. Because all that other stuff, your front and flash, all that does is make you attractive to her. It don't make her look at you and put you on no certain level or anything. You understand what I'm saying? And to be perfectly honest with you, just to be honest with you, just like the majority of the chick I meet, man, my accent is what these bras go crazy on, man. When I tell, hey, look at here, shawty. When I come through that thing, I'm going to show you something. Just get the giggling and shit. We talking about a grown-ass woman with plenty of money, plenty of businesses, man, real estate investments, a realtor at the same time. Some of the property she going to show me, she own the shits. So we talking about another level of female right here. But I say all this to say this, man. You got to understand as a man, that quality starts with the shit that you think is quality. You can't let these niggas tell you what kind of game they use on the women that they after. Because if you after a woman for nothing but sex, nigga, she ain't got to have a quarter. I am not finna create no situation with no woman who ain't got shit but what a nigga gave her. And listen, even if a woman is married to a rich man and she divorces that man and gets half of his money, you know what? I still don't want her. Because she ain't got nothing of her own. She got to show, nigga, we in 2019. This ain't 1819. That's where you start at knowing if a woman is quality or not. What is she doing for herself? Can she stand on her own too? Hey man, we are in a world that is run by feminism. We are in a world that is run by matriarchy. Well, you can't be looking at these women talking about you supposed to take care of them. They supposed to stay at home in the kitchen. Any woman who settles for that right now is not quality. It's too easy for a woman to come up and get her own shit. You got to adjust your mind, man, to deal with the modern woman. Not this shit where you think you just finna go run up and get sex and play this dating game and all that, man. Let me tell you something, bro. One of the first things I told this chick was, look, shawty, I mean, I ain't gonna be, I'm gonna come over there and all we do these things here. I'm telling her shit. When I come over there, you gotta cook for me. You know what I'm saying? You got a fly ass crib. You think I'm finna be taking you out? No. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no thing. I mean, she was like, okay, fine. I still may want to show you around. I'm like, that's cool, baby. Show me around. Show me around the area. So here I am in Arlington looking fly shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm getting there, baby. I'm getting there. I'm talking about lean as a motherfucker in Arlington with a bad little chick riding in some fly shit. Well, if I know when a company car, we're gonna be in a range. Nigga, a company vehicle is a range. You know what I'm saying? Brand fucking new range. So here I am in Arlington, fly as fuck, coming down on a little chick that's already open just on my fucking vernacular and the way I talk shit and the fact that I'm domineering and take over the conversation with her. Man, she went from talking that, well, I don't think, I'm not gonna be controlling. I'm not, blah blah blah, to just saying okay to every fucking thing I say. She's gone from trying to be combative to what I'm saying, trying to compete with me on every word I say. Now this didn't take long, man. Probably about 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 conversations. She'd gone from doing all that to just saying, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I can, but I just hope I can measure up to your expectations. Now, what kind of turnaround is that? And see, that's type of shit. I'm not coming on this platform talking about that for free. For you to learn how to do that shit, for you to learn how I do it, I ain't gonna even tell you I can teach you how to do it. But for me to tell you how I do it, you got to pay for that, man. That game is to be sold, not told. So what the thing, these boys be telling their very best on this platform because they ain't got nothing else. They ain't got nothing to tell you. Different versions of what the hell they tell you now. So what I'm just saying is to say this, man. Step number 1 to maintaining your mental health as a father, because you never know what woman is gonna become your child's mother. You never know when you're gonna meet that woman, and before you know it, man, her belly getting big, growing your seed, homie. That's how that shit happens. You know, you meet her, and then you be like, okay, I think she's the one that I'm planting my seed in. That's how it's got to be. You got to be the one that says, okay, I think I'm gonna plant my seed in this woman. She is the one that I'm gonna plant my seed in. That's what you have to say. Can't be no fucking mistake and then like that, man. Or I can't say a mistake. It can't be a lack of caution. So another thing is this, man. You got to maintain your spiritual health as a father. Now, how do you maintain your spiritual health as a father? First of all, now this is one of those things you tell her she's the right woman. She's got to be a like-spirited woman of God. Now, you can say, well, I ain't no woman of God. Yes, there is. In the book of Leviticus, the Most High said, if a man or a woman take the vow of the Levite to separate herself into the things of the Lord, guess what? A woman can separate herself too. Man, God welcomes women. They just have to be led by men. A woman who comes to her man and say, okay, I want to take the vow of the Nazarite. Or if a man taking the vow of the Nazarite and he says, okay, if I got a woman and I'm taking the vow of the Nazarite, guess what, shawty? We're taking the vow of the Nazarite. She's taking that motherfucker with me. That's what I mean. A like-spirited. See, we always talk about like minds. Like minds. That's a manly, a worldly perspective on things. To think about the like mind. The mind can be influenced by so much. If me and this chick are from the same environment, then you can look at us and say we have like minds. But I'm talking about like spirits. When you get into the spirit of a man, the spirit of a woman, then you get to see the differences, even though they may be from the same environment. See, there are people from the hood who love the hood and ain't gonna never leave. And there are people from the hood, man, who as soon as they get their money, they get the hell out. Not that they hate the hood any less, they just know that there's something bigger in the world for them than the hood. You understand? And they still go back to the hood, man, and contribute and do all of these things. But then there are other people, man, who never leave. You can give them $50 billion and they gonna find some way to be in the fucking hood with $50 billion. Because it's just in them like that. Their spirit is locked in that environment. And there are other people whose spirit have transcended that environment. That's just the bottom line. And that's no knock on anyone. It's just an example of the spiritual differences between different people from the same environment. Shanzir, what up, homie? So, another thing I tell you is this right here, man. You can also be tied to the woman with an opposing spirit. The opposing spirited worldly woman. Now you got some trouble on your hands then, because this type of woman that won't even not feed your son pork. See what I'm saying? If you tell a woman, hey, if a woman know you don't eat pork and she don't eat pork while she with you, she'll mess around, man. As soon as y'all ain't together no more, she'll revert right back to eating pork. See, that's the type of woman right there, man, that you have picked the wrong woman. See, a lot of times you don't know until you are away from the woman. See, you got to be, man, listen, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. You just got to tie yourself in tight with the Most High. That's the only way to know, because the Most High have to give you the spirit of discernment to know if a woman is the right woman or not. You can't just look at her and look at her characteristics. We talk all the time about how crafty the nature of the female is. She can be whoever the hell you want her to be. She can take on anybody you want her to take on. She can take on any appearance you want her to take on. She can do a lot of things, man. The succubus is cold with it. She will be who you want her to be. And if you don't have the spirit of discernment from the Most High, man, you are not going to be able to determine or decipher if that woman is who you think she is. You're not going to be able to do it. Axeman, what's good, bro? Devon Roberts Jr., what up, homie? So the moral of the story is this. To maintain your spiritual health as a father, you got to maintain your spiritual health with the Father. You understand? And by Father, you got to understand, God was our Father before there was ever any Christianity. He told Moses, tell Pharaoh, this is Israel. Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So let my people go into the wilderness so that they may worship me. So we've been God's children. We've been God's firstborn son. So if we're God's firstborn son, now this is the word I'm talking about. I ain't making this up. As a matter of fact, I know some beta male, simp male Johnny gonna say, well, BoA, I don't see that in my Bible. I don't. Nigga, cause your Bible probably is the new Kenny Loggins Footloose version, nigga. That's probably why you don't see it. I'm gonna go in here to it right now, man. Niggas always talking about what they don't see. Well, my Bible don't say that. Yeah, nigga, you probably got your Bible from Piggly Wiggly as a special with some pork ribs. Of course your Bible don't say it. Whole lot of things your Bible don't say. Jonathan Cordero, my homie JC, what's good, man? All right, right here, Exodus chapter 4, verse 21 and 22. We'll do 21 and 22. Well, let's go 19. I like to get the complete outlook on it. All right, let's go. And Moses took his wife and his sons and set them upon an ass. And he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of God in his hand. Okay, I'm saying now, man, the other day when I was saying that Jethro was the one who got Jacob to take both his wives, it wasn't Jethro. Jethro the Midianite was Moses' father-in-law. I think it was Laban who got Jacob to take both his wives. All right. And the Lord said unto Moses in Midian, Go, return into Egypt, for all the men are dead which sought thy life. And Moses took his wife and his sons, and set them upon an ass, and he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of God in his hand. And the Lord said unto Moses, When thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all these wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. And verse 22, And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. I say again, And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, Israel is my firstborn, is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, Let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. So how does somebody come later on and all of a sudden he's the only son of God? Tell me that. How if we are God's firstborn, God has proclaimed us in the midst of Pharaoh before he destroyed Pharaoh. If he's declared us his firstborn, how are you going to tell me hundreds of years later, if not thousands of years later, here comes someone who is now the only Son of God? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Now, first of all, when we get into the begotten thing, begotten means that you put your seed in a woman and she had your child. Go back to the early book where they were talking about the sons who were born, and Abraham was old, and Abraham begat Ham, and Ham begat, and Adam begat, and all this begat. Begat means that you put your seed in a woman and she delivered your child. So now you're going to disrespect the holy God of Israel, who is not a man, who is professed throughout the Old Testament that he is not a man. You're going to tell me that my father, my spiritual father, who is not a man, has come down to this planet in any form and put his seed in a woman like he's a man? In a woman? We talking about a woman. We talking about the same woman, man, that had King David fell victim to. The succubus. This woman is betrothed. First of all, he came in and put his seed in a woman who's already betrothed to a husband. This was Joseph, old lady, man. This man, look, come on, bro. You niggas gonna believe that? Who do y'all think God is, man? Makes no sense to me, man. I'm telling you, man, it makes no sense to me. I ain't never heard such foolishness a day in my life, man. It don't make no sense to me, man. But hey, man, this is what you must believe, and this is what you must believe. My Bible was published in 1971. Copyright 1971, Royal Publishers Incorporated. You understand? So where I got it from, you can't get now from there. Because this thing was published in 1971. And the covers, I done read the covers off of it. Not just the covers, the first page, part of the glossary then came off the back. Hey man, this thing got some wear and tear. The first few pages where you keep the records of the family in it, your Bible probably ain't even got that. It got the husband genealogy, the wife genealogy. It's got a whole bunch of things in here. You know what I'm saying? And your Bible ain't got that. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna tell you the first date that I see in here of somebody's genealogy. I ain't gonna tell you too much about my family, but I'm gonna tell you like this: the oldest date I see in here right now is 1930. Somebody who was a child in 1930. That's how far back this book goes. You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna too tough find no book that's more accurate than this one, because every time you get a new one, it's translated a little bit more. They try to make it more and more easy to grasp for the average American, not the tribe of Levi, the average American. So when I say these things to you, man, I tell you like this, man. There's some people who ain't gonna go along with what I'm saying. They ain't gonna talk about what I'm saying, and they gonna feel like I'm going against God and all that. Hey, man, they gonna say a bunch of things. They say it now. You know what I'm saying? I have people telling me, man, you don't understand God. Fine. No, nigga, you don't understand God. You understand religion. And if you're trying to cross God into religion, you're the one who lacks understanding, not me. Now let's get into this next thing here, man. You got to surround yourself with positive energy as a father, because the energy that you take in is the energy you're going to give your son as a father, man. If you are stressed out, you're going to talk to your son like you stressed out. You're going to be snapping out on your son for nothing. You're going to be going in on your son for nothing. You're going to be spending time away from your son for nothing, because as a man, when you're full of stress, you don't want to be bothered with nobody. Nobody. And then when your life is full of stress, man, you ain't suited to be bothered with nobody. When you stress the hell out, you need everything you got for yourself. Really. When you're dealing with a boatload of stress, you need everything that you got for yourself. All the energy you can muster, you need it for yourself. You ain't got nothing to give. And that's the reality of it. Y'all give me a minute, man. Let me text my son mom back. She hit me with the long Happy Father's Day joint. Let me text you. Y'all give me a quick second, man. All right, man. Got a few chicks jumping in my DM, man, trying to figure out a way to have something to say to me, man, to my Happy Father's Day and shit. But I check out all that earlier, man. Nah, man, I told y'all, man, I had to answer text, man, for my, just got but we back, man, we back. All right, so I say this to y'all, man. You got to surround yourself with positive energy. You understand? If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, man. Sound like y'all having a problem hitting me. If y'all, all right, we good. All right, bet. So, and what does that even mean? Surrounding yourself with positive energy. See, in the real world, it's a lot harder to do. You understand? In the real world, it's a lot harder to do. Because ain't much positivity in the real world. And when I say the real world, I'm talking about the hood, man. The hood is the real world. This shit out here is the square world. Where we at right now on YouTube, and we chopping it up, and y'all chilling, and I'm chilling, and we chopping it up, and I'm sitting at the crib, man, and I'm sitting in here, man, up under AC, man, ain't got to worry about it. Only gunshots out here is over in the woods at the range. I ain't got to worry about nothing, man. It be super quiet at night. You can hear the crickets outside and shit. This is the square world. I'm talking about the real world. The real world where every day might turn into kill or be killed. That world. The world where you got some enemies that you don't even know just because they don't like how you getting it. That world. The type of world where you might be you might be that beta male simp man Johnny that's out on a date with a chick and you don't even know, man. Then when you get to her crib, there's some niggas waiting in the closet. You go in the bathroom, come back out, man. Them niggas out on you, man, and it's on. You laid out, stretched out, getting everything lifted out. You leave your pockets like rabbit ears. I'm talking about that real world. In the real world, it's a whole lot more difficult. It's a whole lot more difficult. You see what I'm saying? Actually done, it don't say he sent his only begotten son. It say he gave his only begotten son. So sent and gave is two different things. See, that's what happens when the wording changes, and your Bible may say sent, but you probably got a much later translation. My Bible don't say sent. My Bible say gave. Gave is talking about the sacrifice part. It ain't got nothing to do with where he came from. He's talking about the fact that the Christian Bible says, the Christian word says that, the Christian doctrine says that he gave his only begotten son, sacrificed his only begotten son. So, back to this real world thing. In the square world, it's easy to avoid negative energy because the only place that you can't control is your job. And if you own your own business, you scot-free from the negative energy, man. You can pick your clients or your customers, whichever you have, whichever you prefer. You can pick your environment at home. You can pick the woman that's around you. You can pick all that. You can pick your homies. You can pick your partners. You can pick all that. When you in the hood, nigga, you can't pick your partners. Your partners, listen, whatever gang is your neighborhood is in, that's what gang you in. You ain't got no choice. You understand? If you grew up in the blood area, guess what? You're going to be wearing red. If you blew up in the Crip area, guess what? You're going to be wearing blue. If the GDs run your area, guess what? You're going to be black down. That's just how it goes, man. There ain't no other way to look at it. Everything in that environment is determined by the environment itself. Where you can hustle, where you can't hustle, or where you can hustle if you want to, but you run the risk. The guy has partners, man, that got ran up on at like outside. They was at a chick crib, man. Actually, they was at a chick crib out in Bessemer. At a chick crib out in Bessemer, man. Listen, some niggas came out and listen. One of them was actually able to escape, man. He got out of it, but he said, man, they ain't even know where the niggas came from. You understand? The niggas came out shooting. It wasn't no chance to see them. It was just pow, niggas to hit the ground. Just at a chick crib. Listen, bro. Not even dropping off no work. Just at the chick crib. It wasn't even about robbing them. It was about killing them because they had the audacity to be on that side of town trying to get money. It's a different world out there, man. So I don't understand how you in the square world and your ass still surrounding yourself with negative energy. Nigga, you doing that by choice. In the square world, it's a choice. In the hood, it ain't a choice. You can't be no standalone. Man, let me tell you something. Everybody talk about, man, just be your own man, stand alone. You can't fucking stand alone in the hood, nigga. It's better to be on one side and only have to worry about getting caught slipping by the other side. If you ain't on no side, nigga, you could be victimized by everybody. I'm from an environment where ain't no standalone men. You don't grow up being standalone. You grow up with your crew because you got to have your crew because everybody else got a crew. And your crew is developed by when some niggas run up on you, there's a nigga who comes along and jumps on your side and y'all either gonna whoop them or get whooped together. And before you know it, that's your partner. Now his cousin comes along, that's your partner. Hell, you and his cousin may get along better than him. You and him. Camaraderie is a must in that environment. But out here in the square world, hey man, why you got them beta male simp man Johnnies around you, man? Why is your partner suckers? Why your partners can't go nowhere unless they ask their old lady? Why your partners be catching shit at the last minute because the old lady be giving them lip about it? How come your partner can't never talk to no beautiful woman that's attracted to him because he got an old lady at home that don't even treat him right? How come your partner dressed like that? Ain't y'all from the same place? Or how come he dressed like Captain Kangaroo or some shit like that? Why is that nigga wearing them suspenders, man? He ain't in the country. Why is that woman dressing him like that? Why is he letting that woman dress him like that? Is that your partner in that minivan? Nigga, it's better to drive a 78 Cutlass than a minivan. What's wrong with that boy? You choosing that to be your partner? Man, let me tell you something, bro. It ain't too many niggas in this square world, bro. Like I'm talking about for show chilling with, like in my area right now. Man, it ain't none. Man, I don't deal with no square niggas, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't got no partners that I made in the square world. I'm talking about partners that I kick it with, and we go kick it and do things. Now, man, all my partners from the block, homie. I ain't made no partner. I done made hell of a business partners in the square world. I ain't gonna lie to you now. Everybody that I've created a bond with in the square world, every man that I've created a bond with in the square world, man, it comes strictly from business. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about real life interaction. It comes strictly from business, man. You know what I'm saying? Strictly from business. Now I've come into contact with a lot of cats since I've been doing this. Since I've been creating content, man, I've come across a lot of cats from a lot of different areas, man, whose story and outlook on life resonates with mine and mine resonates with them. But I'm talking about in my real life every day. Somebody I can hit up right now and be like, hey, man, I'm about to go over here, man. Meet me over there. Let's shoot some pool or something. Nah, man, because I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I come into contact with a square nigga, man, and it be like that, say if I live in an area, like, you know, this is before I got to where I am, where I'm like just kind of sitting down, chilling, and just rather just travel where I need to go. But man, every time I get in with some niggas, man, and just be trying to, you know, do chill shit with them, man, we go shoot some pool or something, they always make hoe steaks, man. They always make hoe steaks. You know what I'm saying? And niggas always have some type of substance abuse problem or something, man, where, you know, they be like, nigga drank too much. He drank too much, can't control his liquor. So, hey, man, I'd have been in plenty of situation, man, where I'd have had to diffuse the situation, man, just based on the fact that, you know, the nigga who these foods or this food and created some energy with is some real niggas. They some real street niggas. And when I step to them in a way to let them know, man, hey, look, man, I understand that this nigga drunk and he all out his way. But I ain't finna let nothing go down with him now. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is y'all niggas area. Now, I ain't say all this, but we know how the energy is. When I'm talking to the nigga, I'm talking to him in a way, real nigga to real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Basically, nigga, I'm telling you, this nigga's a fool. It ain't got to go this way. But if it go this way, I ain't gonna leave him abandoned. You understand what I'm saying? Tonight, I'ma stand up for the nigga. And after that, man, I ain't never dealing with no nigga, man, who's so out of control, man, that he creating shit and he don't even know he creating it. So, cause really what it was gonna be me against them niggas. Cause that nigga had no idea what the hell was going on. He was still back there talking shit. He ain't know what was going on. You know, you get full of that liquor, man, you forget the environment you in, you just get to talking. And that's how a bunch of niggas get their face knocked off. Y'all that fucking yapping and nobody ain't playing but you. You the only one playing. And I'm from an environment, man, where we don't play like that. Nigga got to be your show enough partner. Show enough partner to be giving you any grief about anything you've done. Even joning you about anything. We don't play that game, man. Nigga, if you don't know me, you not finna sit in Jones with me. That's how come I'm pulling myself back from engaging with these YouTube niggas. Because they do a whole bunch of rah, and jaw jacking, man. Boy, let me tell you something. Boy, I done seen a nigga get shot in the face for calling a man a bitch before. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't even sympathize with the nigga. Because that's how I feel when a nigga call me that. And niggas want to do it on YouTube? When I know for a fact, and you ain't finna say that in my face. Ain't no way you gonna say it in my face. Well, I ain't gonna say you ain't gonna say it, but it ain't gonna be, there gonna be consequences and repercussions behind it. It's gonna have to be. See, I ain't saying I can't be dealt with, but I'm saying if you do certain shit to me, I'm gonna deal with you. Now, your partners may deal with me. We both may die that day. We both may get jumped that day. Something may happen to both of us. But I'm telling you, something gonna happen to you. I ain't telling you nothing ain't gonna happen to me. I'm not invincible. But I damn sure ain't gonna be disrespected to my fucking face. And that's the thing I'm talking about. You can tell if a man ain't real when he doing all that talking online because he ain't from no real world. I can't do that. Because I'm from a world where I believe that the karma gonna come back and me and that man gonna have to meet face to face. And while I'm sitting over here rah, talking crap just cause I'm online, that man pissed. Cause in the environment he from, niggas get killed for less. You see how negative this energy has gotten all of a sudden? That's what I mean by keeping negative energy from around you, man. I don't care if it's female negative energy or it's male negative energy. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times, man, it's always a female at the midst of the negative energy. Always. A beta male simp man Johnny going to always get in his feelings and have some animosity to a nigga behind a female. Always. I've been dealing with it my whole life, man. Some sucker want to get in his feeling about a female. And a lot of time, they ain't never even touched the female before. Never even got a kiss from her. Never got no money from her. Never got no loving from her. Never got no dinner from her. Never got no hug from her. Never got nothing from her but a whole bunch of lip service that a beta male simp Johnny gonna fall for. Ain't never got nothing else from her. And that's the type of energy, man, you got to keep from around you, man, because you got responsibilities as a man, as a brother, as a husband, as a friend, and as a man of the Most High. You got responsibilities to transcend all that and be above all that. I'm talking about, man, places, nigga, you can't even go if you don't live there. These boys don't know nothing about that. Because if they did, they'd be more humble with their mouths. Man, let me tell you something. I'm not trying to sit here and tell you I'm no gangster or no shit like that. But you go to my hood that I come from, boy, and niggas can vouch for the fact, man, that I bumped heads with some bruisers. I'm talking about some bruisers, homie. The type of niggas who can go to any side of town to get respected. You understand? And bumping heads with those bruisers has made me the type of nigga that can go to any side of town and get respected. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about respect. I ain't talking about you on your own side of town causing havoc. Havoc don't mean respect. I'm not talking about people fearing you because you'll shoot somebody in a minute or you talk like you will. I'm talking about respect from men who matter. You go to these niggas' neighborhood, wherever they from. It don't matter how old they is. If they 20-something, go to their hood right now. If they 30-something, go to their hood right now or the hood they from. If they 40, 50, 60, go to the hood they from. Talk to the OGs in that hood. Talk to the niggas who built the reputation of that hood for what it is. See how many of those niggas they can go up to and dap up and get shown enough real love from. That brotherly love and that half-pound hug. That type of shit. Show me how many where they can go. They always talking about their validation from bras. Hey, I'm a man. My validation come from other men who get respect. Not no bra. The respect of a woman only means something in the relationship with her. Outside of that, it don't benefit you at all. You're going to go into a company that you're looking and you want them to invest into your business. You want them to make you their preferred provider of whatever service you provide. And you're going to go in there and tell them, they're going to say, well, we've gotten 17 propositions today, and we want to know what separates you from everyone else. You're going to go in there and tell them, my woman respect me? Or are you going to go in there and tell them, well, yeah, I know about 3 of your prospects. I actually got them started. I helped them create their businesses. So, yeah, I know about those guys. They're all great guys. And, I just feel like just because of the fact that I have the most experience in this genre or this particular industry, and I'm in a position to be able to benefit other men who want to start in this industry and be sort of a mentor to them, I must ask you the serious question. Do you want the student or do you want the mentor? You got to be able to go in the meeting and say some shit like that, nigga. And that's verbatim. That's some shit I've said. You got to go in there and be able to talk like that. You gonna go in there and tell them, my woman respect me, or that woman over there, she respects me. I defend women that don't belong to me. I'm super beta. That type of shit, man. They boys ain't grown men. Man, let me tell you the difference between a real man and a boy man. A man and a boy man. Let me tell you something, man. You got cats like DeMarcus Cousins. Let me tell you, man. To me, it was funny looking at DeMarcus Cousins. Taking his attitude, bumping all around, being a terrible teammate his whole career. The year his ass get to the Warriors, KD get hurt. Clay get hurt. They run up on Kawhi and the Raptors. And I'm going to be honest with you. If the Warriors had been at full strength, I'm not saying the Raptors wouldn't have won, but they wouldn't have won 4-1. It would have at least won 7 games. Ain't no way they would have won 3 games in Oracle Arena. But just when DeMarcus Cousins get there, shit fall apart. And while he around there chasing that championship, willing to be a fucking bench player when he got high quality, enough quality to be a starter, he gonna go over there and play a role on the team and still didn't get no championship. Nigga would have had a better chance getting a chip in New Orleans. You understand? Cause guess what? The New Orleans damn near beat Golden State last year. Pushed their ass. I tell you what, New Orleans pushed Golden State last year harder than Golden State pushed Toronto this year. Now let's go and look at Serge Ibaka. You remember Serge Ibaka was over there with KD and Westbrook. I can't recall if he was there the year before Harden left. I don't know if he was there with Harden, but I know he was there with KD and Westbrook. Guess what? He went a totally different route. Ended up with Toronto. He comes to Toronto, figures out his role on the team. Marc Gasol, toiling in Memphis all them years. Marc Gasol could have gone to a team where he wouldn't even got no playing time. You know what Marc Gasol did? He said, I'm going to go over here to this team in the East, that the East don't really win no championship unless LeBron winning it. I'm going to go over here. Marc Gasol got him a championship. You understand? Serge Ibaka got him a championship by being a contributor on the floor. Now, none of those guys are starter caliber anymore, but DeMarcus Cousins is. You see, a man, I don't want no fucking championship if I ain't effective. Nigga, I don't want to get no championship ring and I ain't even play a minute in the game. Nigga, that's a participation trophy. I'm like James Harrison. The difference between generations is I'm like James Harrison. I don't want no damn participation trophy. I don't want no ring if I didn't play a minute of the game. I don't want that. Put me on a team where I'm an effective contributor, where I'm a starter. I want to be who I am, the player, the caliber player that I am. Let me be that player and then give me a ring. I don't want that, man. Shit is crazy to me, man. I'd rather just not have a ring, man, if I got to just be a sucker on a team when other players carry me to a ring, man. That ain't the same. That ain't how Jordan is considered the greatest because he went and took his rings. Elijah Warren is considered one of the greatest centers ever because he went and took his rings. Yeah, Jordan was out, but he still had to go take his rings. Bad Boys, 89, 90, they had to take their rings. Lake Show, they had to take their rings from the Celtics. Bird and the Celtics, they had to take their rings from the Lakers, man. And then before they got to the Lakers, they had to take the Pistons down before they could take their rings. You see what I'm saying? Man, we talk about a different level of thought processes. I'm cut from a different cloth from these little boys, man. They don't give a damn how they just want the glory. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to be valuable. They value the fucking end result more than they value the work. They don't value the work. They don't value the journey there. They don't value the hard work. They just want to get to the end. They don't give a damn if they can just disappear and show up at the end. How can you prize something that you didn't work for as much as you would if you had worked for it? The work for some shit is what makes you prideful of it, man. The grind is what makes you proud of something. When you look back over that long haul and say, man, I worked my ass off to get here, man. I worked my ass off, man. I sacrificed so much, man. I could have been doing this. I could have been doing that. But here I am, man. What's better? Because you know what? Because even you can look at it and say, well, Andre Iguodala did it. Iggy was damn near a starter on the team. Iggy was only 6 man off the bench, man, because that's the role they put him in. That's what made them so effective. To have Iggy coming off the bench 6th. When the Warriors were at their best, it's when Iggy was the 6th man. Because Iggy was a starter that you could bump up in the starter position. And what could he do? Same shit he did in this playoff series, especially in Game 5. The same shit he did. Went the hell off. Big shot after big shot. Big defensive play after big defensive play. But Iggy was... he came to a team with a position to play, and the team wasn't good yet. That boy, DeMarcus Cousins, man, Boogie came trying to ride a fucking championship wave. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with KD. Who gonna get more props? Yeah, KD got 2 rings, but Kawhi gonna get more props for going to Toronto winning that ring than KD will get if he won 5 rings with the Warriors. KD rings don't even count to people for real, man. Not to real men. Like the players who are respected in that game, man, they don't respect KD rings, man, not at all. Man, I know some beta male simp, man, Johnny gonna say, well, it don't matter what they respect, because they're the old guys. They're the old players. Yeah, they the old players, but you know what? Them boys get 6 figures a year for just being in the Hall of Fame. Nigga, let me tell you something. You can live a minimalist life, and just go around and do camps in basketball if you're in the NBA Hall of Fame. And they shoot you upwards of over 6 figures a year just for being in the Hall of Fame. Just kickback income. Nigga, you make a salary for being in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, them niggas matter. Them niggas matter so much that the league is paying them just because of what they did before. Because they did it like men. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's a difference between a man's man and a boy's man. You understand? And you can tell the difference between a boy's man and a man's man. You know what the boy's man does? Always got to say something to everybody that say something to him. Always got to, don't even think about who it is. It don't matter who it is. Say something to anybody who say something to him. Always got to be in a big spat with folks. Always got to be rah, rah, rah with folks all the time. Let me tell you something. Ain't no real nigga that's always rah, rah, rah talking about somebody. Ain't no real nigga nowhere. I don't care where you go in the four corners of the globe. There is no real nigga nowhere that's always rah-rahing about everybody and every damn thing. Always calling people names, talking shit about folks all the time. Ain't no real nigga who does that, bro. I'm telling you. You got to understand this, bro. I grew up in the era, man, when I was a little bitty tyke. I'm talking about a little bitty tyke. Too young to know about this stuff, but we grew up so fast in our environment that we knew about shit that our parents never knew we knew about. I want y'all to look up Lamar Mims, Birmingham, Alabama legend. When I was a little bitty tyke, that nigga was riding around in a bulletproof Rolls Royce. And when they jammed him up, he had $2 million on him. This was when I was a little tyke. I'm talking about a little bitty boy. I might not even been in school yet. I don't think I was in school yet. I'm probably 3 or 4 years old. But when I was 3 or 4 years old, I could already read. Like literally, man. And I ain't even lying to you trying to make this shit up, man. I was already reading at 3 or 4 years old. At 5, I was already doing long division problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just born with this intellect, man, with this level of intelligence that, you know, it's almost like I know that I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of the shit that I learned in my previous life, I still had it with me. You know, so, and that sounds crazy, but you're talking to a man who was reading. I ain't talking about Sally, Dick, and Jane. I'm talking about reading at 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? So, I say this, man. You got to understand this, brothers. Every time you hear a man talking about somebody else that he don't even know in person, talking about him, tearing him down, that's a man who's trying to find his manhood. He don't know where his manhood is. Because that energy is feminine. Especially if they haven't done anything to you personally. That's feminine energy, man. And the thing is, these boys don't even care about being feminine. And that's what negative energy is. If you got a son to raise, man, you can't afford to have you or him around men with feminine energy. Hell, there's enough women around with feminine energy. So, another thing is this, man. You got to avoid the suction cup Jezebel spirit of an evil woman. An evil woman's spirit is like a vacuum cleaner. It's a vacuum cleaner with a suction cup on it. It sucks energy out of men. The succubus sucks energy out of men. Now, how does the succubus stay so close to a man? She locks on to him with a suction cup. Locks on to him with a suction cup. You know what that suction cup is? The center of her body, her vaginal orifice, her love nest, that wet warm spot that men love to frequent so much. It's a suction cup. You know how you in a woman, man, and that thing be sucking you in, man? It's almost like you can't pull out because it's trying to pull you back in. That's the suction cup, man. That's a woman's internal energy, man, sucking you back in. You know why? Because she's feeding off your energy. That's why you get so much with semen retention. You get so much. See, people think semen retention is about what it does for just what it does for your body. No, it's about what your body is not losing, especially spiritually, to a woman. Semen retention is about more than just, not masturbating. It's about not losing energy. You understand? And I'm going to tell you, you lose more spiritual energy through connecting and ejaculating into a woman than you do with masturbation. You understand? You lose more spiritual energy. You lose more essence of who you are. And let me tell you why. Because when you're engaged with a woman and you ejaculate into a woman, as she's pulling your energy out, your energy being replaced with some of hers. So you're losing masculine energy, taking in feminine energy. That's why your ass is so weak after you bust a nut. That's why your testosterone level, that's why your body has to go into overtime reproducing testosterone, because your levels are dropped so low that your body jumps into overdrive like that, because if your testosterone levels stay low long enough, your fucking estrogen levels are going to rise. And I'm going to be honest with you, brothers. If your estrogen levels start rising, man, that shit ain't no easy fix. Honestly, man, that shit is not an easy. It's hard, boy. That shit ain't an easy fix. Young Clinks, what's up, bro? So you got to understand this, man. Black Ram 313, what's good with you, brother? I see you in the building, man. Salute to you. So you got to understand, man, there's a lot of things out here, man, that we as men have to avoid, because your number one goal in life is to be all the man you can be. All the men you can be. You got to be all the man you can be. You want to get respected from men. I don't care if no beta male simp man Jana don't respect me. I don't care nothing about him. He's a female with a wood. He's a nobody. I'm talking about real men. It ain't even about liking me. You ain't got to like me, because I probably don't like you either. But it ain't about like. Like is an emotion. I got to be emotionally attached to you to like you. If I can respect you, man, and I can feel where you coming from, if spiritually I can connect with where you coming from, that's all that matters. Because as men, we deal with each other on a spiritual level, not an emotional level. That's why all this rah-rah, back and forth, talking bad, feeling bad, trying to take a man down because he up, or trying to pull a man into your negative energy. Hey, man, you're a female. And I'm going to be honest with you. I prefer my female to wear panties and have a wet, warm orifice for me to slide into. I don't want my female to have no wood like I got. So take you and your feminine energy and go over there somewhere. But you got to avoid that suction cup spirit, man, of the succubus, boy. I'm telling you. Because this is the thing, man. If you thinking with your wood, I mean, you are already a victim of the suction cup spirit of the succubus. You're already a victim of it. Man, you know how many times just over the past 3 years, man, that I've avoided the suction cup spirit of some succubus? And let me tell you what happens. This is how you tell. Now, if you don't avoid the suction cup spirit of the succubus and you get caught up and she lock onto you with that suction cup and start draining you with that vacuum, hey, man, you won't know it, man, until shit go real bad in your life. But I'm going to tell you something else. If you do know it and you don't think with your wood and you think with your spiritual essence, as soon as that woman realizes she can't get you, her whole energy going to change. All that I'm so nice and I'm so sweet shit she was doing, it's going to go out the window, because she going to see it doesn't work. And one thing about the succubus, once she sees she can't draw you in, the truth of her is going to come out. And once she sees she draws you in, the truth of her is going to come out. That's why men say when women get married, they change. They don't change. They become who the hell they really are. Because they got you now. They done used that succubus energy, that suction cup succubus vacuum energy, and locked you in now. They can be who they are, because guess who caught up? Not her, but you. Why do you think 80% of marriage dissolution is initiated by women? Why do you think that is? Because women are smarter? Because women are stronger? Because women got more access to lawyers? Because women know more about the court system? What do you think it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's because women are not caught up. You are. You can't leave her. Even when the shit get bad, you can't leave her. You think men really blowing their brains out? You think 10 men a day are blowing their brains out, man, because a woman left them just because they want the woman back? No. Once you're in that life with the succubus, you don't even feel how far you've fallen. And then after that divorce, when you back by yourself and you got to move back in with your parents, your ass 50 years old, got to move in with your elderly parents because this woman took you for everything. That's when you realize that you ain't got nothing left. She took all of you, not your stuff. See, these men who think with their world in mind, they want you to focus on your material stuff. Now, man, the spirit of you as a man is gone. You have no reason to live. That's why these men blow their brains out, man. They've lost themselves completely. I'm talking about completely. That man is not who he was before he got with that succubus, and he is not who he was when he was with that succubus. So you got a 50-year-old man that don't know who the hell he is, and he got to wake up every day, man, and try to refigure his life at 50 years old. Don't you see how the pressure that'll make a man go ahead and say, man, damn this, man. Damn this, man. I can't do it no more, man. I'm done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So the younger you can figure these things out, I see Keith Brown say only 22. Hey, man, this is a blessed day for you, man, at 22, to be able to be getting this level of game right here, man. This is a blessed day. You understand? At 22, you probably not a father, but I'm telling you, bro, you blessed today, man. If you take this right now, man, you got a whole life to live where you can avoid all of these things, man. You can avoid all of them. David Owens, man, I appreciate the $2 super chat. Primal Fitness, man, I appreciate the $2 super chat as well, man. So you got to understand, man, that, you know, Mr. MDR at 19. Man, I'm telling you, man, y'all, okay, keep around, got a daughter, man. Great, great. So you still learning these things, man. Because I'm going to be honest with you. We talking about men and their sons today because it's Father's Day. Fathers, I don't know no mothers that's fathers. So we ain't talking about nothing that's going to benefit women here per se. We're not going to address it. But these things benefit you as a father. This energy also because you know what? As a man, you have a great responsibility as well, man, to show your daughter masculine energy. She needs to know what that is. Product by Q just turned 20. Gary Penfold from, I think Gary Penfold say from UK. He say 32 just getting this game recently. I don't know, man. It look like everything reading well, bro. Shouldn't be buffering. Everything seems like it's reading clean, SJ. So, let's get into this next thing, man. You got to disregard your emotional connection to those who mean you no good. Now, this is a big one for men because you got to understand this. Any type of connection you have to those who mean you no good, people who don't mean you no good treat you like they mean you no good. They interact with you like they mean you no good. People that don't want you to succeed, they don't act like they want you to succeed. Nigga, they don't go work hard for you and do everything in their power to help you reach your goals and achieve your goals, man. They work against you. You know what I'm saying? They always got something negative to say. And what you got to understand is, you know what? Let me tell you something crazy. I was at the grocery store the other day, man. And I was passing by this woman, man, and she had her little girl in like one of those buggies with the car in the front so the kid can sit in the car, which I think is unsanitary as hell. And these people don't even wipe them shit out with Clorox wipe or anything, man. But man, probably 1,000 kids sit in them motherfuckers a year, man. And I ain't never seen nobody wipe one out. But that's neither here nor there. So she had a little girl in there, and I was leaving out, and I was passing by her, and she was saying, "No, don't worry about it. Just come on, before I had to snap in here." And and after I talked to her, I realized she wasn't a woman that was just alley like that. And this ain't got nothing to do with sex, man. She was married, but then she was with her kid. I ain't finna talk no chick that's with her kid, but so she was saying, and so I could just tell by the energy, and she was talking about it wasn't them around there, but white folks. So I know she was talking about them. And I said, don't, and it was some white dudes. So I was like, don't worry about it. It's been a long time since I had to help somebody tie some shit up, and I'm kind of itching for it. And I was dead serious. You know what I'm saying? Like if some shit go down like that, man, where I see it's, because I kind of overheard what was going on. The little girl was speaking to, she's a little girl, man. She's about 3 or 4 years old, man, maybe 5. And you know how little kids like that, they grow up in the right environment. They be friendly as shit. They speak to everybody. So I was self-checking out at one spot, and she was self-checking out on the other side. Well, to my back was to that side, but she was down on the end where I could kind of see why I was checking out. And that little girl was speaking to all them white people, man. Them white people looking at the little girl in her face, man, turning their head, man. And so I heard the little girl say, Mom, they not speak to me. And the woman looked up and she looked at him, and I saw the look on her face, man. And I was like, okay, if she got to get at these white people ass, man, I'm not finna let these white, I'm going to tie this motherfucker up with her. You know what I'm saying? We finna tie the club up. So outside, man. So I said, I said that we got outside, and she was telling me about, man, how her daughter, how, where her and her husband keep her daughter at. She go to private school, she blah blah blah, but her daughter's like 4 or 5. So I was like, my son been in private school since he started school, and I just taught him don't even speak to him. So me and my son somewhere now, man, people speak to my son. My son don't even speak. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't somebody he know, or like if he ain't somewhere with me and I'm going to meet somebody and then they speak to him, he'll speak to him then, but it's always dry. You know what I'm saying? So, I say that to say this, man. You got to avoid the negative energy because children pick that shit up easy. They don't understand what they're picking up, but they don't comprehend what they're picking up, but they recall what they're picking up. And as they get older, they start to comprehend things. They'll reminisce back and they say, damn, man, no white people were racist. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that negative energy from developing your seed into something other than what you want to develop them into. I want my son to be a certain way. And so I can't allow societal expectations of societal norms of people's foolishness to change him into something else. You understand? I can't afford to do that. Trav, what up, homie? That's it, man. Fake supporters. Good point. The people that are around you that act like they down for you, but they not, man, cut their ass loose. They ain't nothing to you. Listen, you got to look at the world like this, man. Nobody in the world means anything to you unless they're on your side, truly on your side. That's your number one policy. If you're not down for me, you don't count to me. I say again, if you're not down for me, you don't count to me. And that covers everybody. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. I ain't got to run down no list, nigga. Everybody includes everybody. So don't nobody come in here and say no dumb shit like, well, what about your parents? Nigga, I said everybody. I know some beta male sim man Johnny gonna say, well, BoA, you were just talking about how you shouldn't abandon your children and how you should, if the mother's good. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Beta male sim man Johnny. Your children are children. A child can't not be on your side. A child is instinctively on your side, in your corner. And you can't hold a child at fault because his mother or her mother is teaching her otherwise. The child is a child. See, you want to focus on that because you don't want to focus on them fools that you got around you. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me tell you something. I've had so many consultations where a man was telling me about a woman that was treating him like a complete dog. I ain't talking about the puppy that she have in the house putting the little coats on and shit. I'm talking about the dog that's outside getting in the trash all the damn time. And she putting shit out there trying to poison him. She done put a bowl of antifreeze out there because somebody told him dog drank antifreeze. She done put some rat poison in some meat out there trying to kill the dog. She treated him like that dog. And he talking about he can't leave her. Talking about he love her. Talking about they got so much history. Talking about he just wanted to change. Talking about he keeps saying the old her. No, nigga, you keep saying the fake her. And you can't accept the real her. You ain't got so much feelings for her. You got so much regret for yourself. For not seeing it. For being caught up with her and then realizing who she truly is. That's what you got. You don't want her to turn back into who she was, nigga. You know she ain't. You just can't believe that you were so weak and so bamboozled and hoodwinked and led astray and run amok and fooled. You got to man up and understand that if that woman ain't on your side, man, you don't need her. What is you doing? You can't force no woman to be on your side. No more than you can force your homies to remain loyal to you. You know how many niggas I know, man, that was plugged in? They was the plug. They homies should have been copying work from them. Instead, they were putting their homies to work, fronting them work. Niggas messed around and got jammed up at a trap, man. All them niggas turned state on that boy. They hit that boy with a Rico statue, man. That nigga ain't never coming home, man. And when I say never, that mean by the time he does get home, man, he gonna be so old, he might well stay in that motherfucker because it ain't gonna matter no more. See, I'm telling you, man, there's a whole lot of things that go on out here, man. And these boys are not familiar with it. And so when I come over here and talk about things like this, man, they ain't gonna talk about this. They don't want to talk about it. So you got to disregard your emotional connection to those who mean you no good. Because it don't mean you no good. All you doing is tearing yourself down, man, worrying about some emotional connection to somebody. Now, in the same vein, you got to stop lying to your damn self, man. If you want to be a great father to your child, man, stop lying to yourself. I see fat niggas telling themselves that they ain't fat, they just muscular. Nigga, you fat. You can't hardly see your wee-wee. I see men telling themselves, man, that they got a good job, man. The job got you stopping by getting a 6-pack of beer every day on the way home. Nigga, you in the car drinking a beer on the way home. Damn, they about to go to jail. I see men telling themselves how wonderful their wife is, man. He hate that bro. He hate looking at her. He ain't having no sex with her because he stopped wanting to have sex with her a long time ago and she finally stopped trying to offer. He can't even sleep at night because he's sleeping in the bed with her. Best thing in his life is when she go sleep in the guest room. He don't care what she doing in there because he can finally get some sleep. He talking about how great his boss is, man. They work that boy from can to can. Nigga ain't got a raise since Spike Lee made School Days. You understand what I'm saying? But he love his job. You got to be honest with yourself about how good or bad your life is. Be honest with yourself about yourself. Because you can fool everybody but you. And your boss is delusional. Let me tell you something, man. How can you be so bamboozled by women online? I ain't never seen such. Think about this. You got the man who meets a woman and meets a woman on Tinder or wherever niggas be dating on. What's the other place? POF or wherever y'all be meeting women at, man. He go on there, he meet a woman, go to her crib, some niggas jump out and rob him and kill him. Boy, you ain't got no more discernment from the Most High than that. You ain't got no, nigga. And I saw some of this stuff online, man. Nigga, some of these places these boy rolled up to, man. If that's where that bro live at, nigga, I'm gonna go through the parking lot and keep it moving. I'm not finna roll up in there. I just saw a dude recently, man, had some old scallywag bras in the crib, man. He up in there with him. Somebody came to the door. The chick went to the door. He came and checked the door out. He came and looked at the door because his ass was already nervous. Man, let me tell you something. You got to go with your gut. In that situation, his gut told him that he was in a bad place. If you look at the video, the nigga was nervous the whole time. He finally started relaxing because the chick started trying to relax him. The dude came to the door. The anxious nigga was so anxious, the dude ain't even in there good before he come knock on the door. They come in the door. The dude look at the door. They shoot him, kill him. Everybody leave out and leave him in there, man. Leave him in there to stink till he, leave him in there to die till he stink. And when I look at them bras, and when I look at where they lived, nigga, I wouldn't even pull up in there. I'm not finna go to no scallywag bra crib and she live in a scallywag place. I mean, listen. I go anywhere to get some work. If I need some work, listen, man, if I'm in the game and I need some work, I go anywhere to get some work. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a chance going there and get that work. If I'm dry, man, my people need that work. I've done that. I've gone to some very unscrupulous places. You understand? Nigga, I done been in pitch black darkness at midnight. At midnight. With my old school caddy parked up on the curb, with the car still running, with the radio blasting Mary Jane in the projects, with all the street lights shot out. The only lights out there is the few niggas who got their headlights on. Ain't no street lights out there. And I'm out there with my back against the brick wall, man, sitting right there, man. I'm chilling. Look to the side of me, a known killer sitting right there. I look at him, he look at me, I turn back around, man, and start back jamming to the music, man. You understand? Because I'm strapped, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to get out of here, but I'm going to shoot my way out this motherfucker as long as I got bullets, and then after that, I'm probably going to get killed. But you know what the story we're going to read? Man gets killed in shootout in projects. 3 other men dead, 5 more injured. You know what I'm saying? My head may be chopped off. They may do a number with me out there. They may burn me up and put me in my trunk. But guess what? It's still gonna read, man is killed in shootout in projects. 3 other men dead, 5 others injured. That's what it's gonna read. These boys don't know nothing about that life. They don't know nothing about it. But I'm not finna go in that environment for no broad. For some sex. Man, these niggas is crazy. When I went in there because I had, listen, this was going to help me make some G's. You understand what I'm saying? And after that, you know what I did? I started going, every time I had to go to that particular project to cop, I always went at midnight. It got to the point, man, where when I came in, man, them niggas came start dapping me up, man, while I was waiting on the homie to come out, man. They came in and started dapping me up because the thing is, man, this is the thing that you don't know. We'll never know who 5-0 out there. We'll never know where they lurking around there because it's so black out there. I mean, of course, we know ain't no some random nigga finna be out there. But what I say is we don't know who done turned. We don't know which nigga out here that we know is police. So when we out there, we are never going to have the work and the money in the same place. If they kick the door in, me and that nigga is not finna be in that motherfucking project with my money and his work in the same place. Nigga, we going to prison. Rico. You understand what I'm saying? So we understand. That's why I just stayed out. I always stayed outside. I always stayed outside, nigga, with my motherfucking backpack. You understand? Because we have to play the game smart in there. Now look at that. We talking about making some G's, going in there around some killers to make some G's, man. We talking about, man, I got to do this because I got to eat. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, my people need me. They relying on me to get this money. They relying on me. You think I'm finna go in that terrible ass, treacherous ass environment for a brawl? No, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, man. And that's the reality of it. Like Freddie P said, if a broad live in a place you wouldn't live, man, you better keep it moving through that joint. You better keep it moving. Man, let me tell you something. I don't care how bad that broad is. I know that financially her plight is fucked up if she live in there. And any broad who plight is messed up financially, man, that woman has the propensity to set you up for somebody for $100. Maybe not 100, but $500 to $1,000. Hey, man, let me tell you something. I know some chicks. I grew up with some chicks who was known set up bras. You understand? And some of the biggest killers around my way, in my neck of the woods, those bras was setting niggas up for them niggas. They'd go all out of state, man, and come back and come back and flood the block. Because let me tell you something about a jacker. A jacker want to be a hustler, but the nigga ain't got no hustle about it. So what he does is rob D-boys, and then he gets to live his hustle dream for a little bit of minute, but he don't know how to flip and cop. So he ends up flooding the street and end up not really worrying about the money because he ain't worrying about the money because he's a jacker. In his mind, he just want to hit somebody else. He develops an affinity for knocking niggas off. So he ain't gonna never be no good hustler. You know, he can't hustle. You can give him 50 bricks in 5 months, man, he'll be having to knock somebody off again. And then it gets to the point where you get a reputation. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Just because there's killers in an environment, if you got to be in that environment, that don't mean you stop making money. But the killers get a reputation, and they can't cop no work from nobody. Ain't nobody finna let them cop no work. So they got to keep kicking in doors. And after a while, every time somebody see them, they ready to kill them. So you can't kick in doors in your own environment no more. You got to start branching over into other cities. That's how you end up getting your ass tore off because you don't know those cities. So somebody always got the possibility to have one up on you. You understand? I know plenty of them boys, man, that went and got their arms shot off and they had to wear like I know a nigga had a hook wrist. Had a hook hand. You know, I know a nigga had a patch on his eye, man, because I got shot out his head, man. I know a nigga, man, who was walking in one of them little walkers, man, walking like plastic, man, like a worm and shit, man, because he went over there and tried to knock some niggas off in another city, man, and they damn near killed him. I'm telling you, boy, man, there's some wolves out here in this world, man. There's some wolves out here, man. So if you're going to meet a woman, why are you going to go in an environment like, man, listen, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. No matter how much I desire a woman, when I pull up in that environment, it ain't got nothing to do with the environment as far as niggas go. It got something to do with her living in that environment. Man, let me tell you something. It's real talk. If you find 2 beautiful women, and one of them live in a nice, fly, gated community, and the other one live in the PJs, even if you would say the one in the PJs are 9, which I don't understand, but for conversation's sake, even if the one in the PJs are 9 and the chick in the burbs is an 8, I guarantee you there are 3 areas that the chick in the burbs is going to murk the chick in the projects. And these areas matter a lot. Hygiene. Personal hygiene, the chick in the burbs is going to murk the chick in the projects. Because feminine hygiene, real feminine hygiene, to make that body smell good, and if you like to eat it, taste good, and feel good, and all of that, make that body be soft, and all of those things, it takes money. It takes more money than the chick in the projects got. You understand what I'm saying? Another area is relaxability. I call it relaxability. Nigga, I'm like Don King, I make up words. Relaxability. That woman is going to automatically know how to relax the hell out of you. It ain't going to be no uptight moments because our whole environment is going to be relaxed. So you're going to realize that you could come in and relax. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you never want to just act like her home is your home. Not yet. Maybe the second visit, but not the first one. Or maybe at the end of the first visit, but not as soon as you walk in the door. You know what I'm saying? And she got to have the environment hella relaxed for you just walk in, man, and just, you know, feel at home. And that's what I'm used to. I'm used to going to a chick crib, man, where it's quiet as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Nice big ass cribs, man, or fly ass condos, man, where you got to go through all kind of shit just to get in the condo, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about a totally different lifestyle than these boys be talking about who gonna go on POF and meet a chick. Nigga, I'm not knocking down now chick that I could possibly meet on POF. The type of chicks I'm gonna knock down ain't got to go on no fucking dating site to get no dick. I can tell you that. I'm not knocking down no chick that feel like a dating site has to be one of her options to get some wood. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't satisfy me. You know what I'm saying? I want to knock down a chick who has options and sees me and says, damn, my options. He's the one. Let me let him know I like him. Let me give him an attraction confirmation. You see what I'm saying? That's what we talking about, man. So avoid the negative energy of people who don't mean you no good. Emotional connection with people who don't mean you no good. And be honest with yourself about your damn self. Be honest with yourself. Another thing is this, man. You got to accept the position and power of manhood. You have to accept the position and power of manhood. Now, what the hell does that even mean? I know some beta male sitting my channel gonna say, well, Dr. BoA, what about womanhood? Isn't womanhood just as important as manhood? Isn't the mother just as important as the father? Yes. The mother is even more important than the father, as long as the child needs to be breastfed. After the child needs to be breastfed, when the child is no longer in need of the milk of his mother's breast, her value becomes pretty obsolete at that point, just to be honest with you. Her job is to carry the child, deliver the child, nurse the child, and then pretty much hand the child over to its father for guidance and tutelage for the rest of its life. That's really how this thing should go, man. The world will be a much better place if that is how things went. Now, another thing is this, man. When it comes to the position and power of manhood, first of all, you got to accept the fact, the reality, that womanhood is not equal to manhood. Womanhood is not equal to manhood. So what does that mean? That means that the whole concept of a gender war is for beta male simp manginas. Any man who says we're under attack from matriarchy, we're under attack from feminism, we're under attack from black women, we're under attack from female nature, women are gonna take us down, black women are the problem with black men, I don't know what we're gonna do, man, women are just stronger than us, they're gonna take over and treat us like slaves. All that bullshit. Nigga, how are you giving womanhood so much credit when womanhood is child's play compared to manhood? How are you gonna blame women and say that there's a gender war when they're not even equal? You go to war with people that are equal to or stronger than you. You don't go to war with somebody you already dominate. You mean to tell me you really don't believe you dominate female nature, man? You really believe that feminism is a problem for you? How? When niggas talk about the Me Too movement, I can't tell you nothing bad about the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement is punishment for beta male simp mangina activity. If you'll go through all type of measures to get some sex, guess what? The Me Too movement probably gonna jam your ass up. If you putting pills, giving women pills and look at the same time, man, giving woman ecstasy to pop, man, so you can have sex with them, guess what? Me Too probably deserve to catch your ass up. Because you a beta male simp mangina that's led by your wee-wee. If your little pecker leads you, man, in your thought process, man, guess what, man? Me Too got a bunk in the motherfucking penitentiary for you. Just ask Billy. Ask old William Cosby, man. Young man Hood, what up, homie? You got to understand, man, that the position and power of manhood makes feminism and feminine energy obsolete. It is only beneficial in the way that we can use it. The bottom line is you got niggas around here teaching men that maybe their life should be complete. Hey, man, any man that talks to you about pursuing marriage as the end goal to any relationship or your life, man, is a sucker. Because guess what? When a woman is with you and y'all sharing bills, even if once you start cohabitating with a woman, man, she your wife. She is your wife. How you going to let anybody pressure you into proving something to a society that's already in effect? You understand? It's different if the woman say, I'm not going to move further. We're not going to move in together until you marry me. That's one thing. That woman right there ain't going to be with you. But if a woman says, okay, let's cohabitate, she's already pretty much saying, okay, I'm your wife. Later on, she lets society pressure her into getting a ring and a piece of paper. And then she turn around and pressure you into getting a ring or a piece of paper. And you know why you give in? Because you forget the position and power of manhood. Most men know it. They just forget it. You get into a situation where you forget the position and power of manhood and you start to let womanhood play a bigger part in your decision-making process. So you start to value her opinions more than you should. Before long, you'll value her opinions equal to yours. So when you have a decision to make, you let her opinion and outlook on the situation weigh as much as yours, and it causes confusion, and it causes you to live what I call a coin flip life, where every decision you make, you flip a coin because you can't decide whether her outlook is the same or your outlook is the same. Let me tell you something. When you understand the position, and power of manhood, her outlook is your outlook because your outlook is the dominant outlook, and all her outlook does is agree and support yours. If that ain't your situation, then you are not in a relationship. You're in a situationship, and you're going to suffer terribly for it. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you there's some ill things coming in your life behind that, man. And another thing is this. When you understand and accept the position and power of manhood, my way or no way becomes your creed. If you're not living by my way or no way, when you deal with women, you are a simp. That's the bottom line. You are a simp, man. Because if it's not your way or no way, it's her way or no way. A 50-50 relationship is just a relationship that a woman controls. That's all it is. If you offer a woman a 50-50 relationship, immediately it's going to become 51-49. She's going to be majority owner of the relationship. Just because she got that wet, warm hole and she put that thing on you, man, you're going to give her another 1%. The whole concept of equality between men and women, man, is crazy to me. It's crazy. And let me tell you what happens. Because they know deep down inside that manhood is just, matter of fact, we're not going to even talk about a comparison between manhood and womanhood because there's no comparison. So what they do is convince you that these societal things are what you should focus on doing. So if you're a man who focuses on getting a certain level of education, let's say you got a master's degree, you got a woman with a PhD, because your ass so caught up in validating yourself with your education. Now she's got more education than you. Now you feel inferior to the broad because you basing your outlook on yourself, your value on yourself based on some societal thing that does nothing but put you in debt. When we talk about the corporate ladder, let's say if you're an attorney, she's an attorney. She's got her own firm or she's a partner at her firm and you're a junior partner. You know what? You look at yourself as inferior to your woman. And you know what? She perpetuates that by convincing you that you are inferior to her by always bringing up her partnership and your junior partnership. A woman is always going to remind you of something. If she thinks it makes you inferior to her, she going to always bring it up. She going to bring it up once a day if she have to. So she can keep putting it on your mind and keep pressing your button and making you feel inferior, to the point where if a woman makes you feel inferior long enough and you accept that feeling of inferiority long enough, you're going to embrace it as a part of your life, as the reality of your life. And that's the reality of it, man. So my way or no way must be your slogan, your motto, your creed. You must stand on it. And that's another thing, man. And this is the biggest problem I have with men. And this is the bigger reason why we can't man up and be the effective fathers that we need to be. You got to respect the struggle of other men, whether you understand it or not. This whole Pookie and Ray Ray versus the educated lame thing, it started with the educated lame. Like this is the thing, man. When you label yourself something negative, like the educated lame, when you label yourself lame, you are basing your definition of yourself on societal expectations, on cultural norms. That's what you're basing you're not saying, well, I'm something different. You're saying I'm an educated lame. You willingly put a negative name on yourself, bro. And then you turn around and try to create a negative name for someone else. The educated lame created the term Pookie and Ray Ray because he said, well, I'm an educated lame. Well, damn. Well, what about those guys over there? What are they going to be? Hey, man, I'm going to be honest with you, nigga. Ray Ray is a fly-ass name. I don't mind being called Ray Ray. You understand? I technically don't mind being called Thuggo, but based on where I'm from and the niggas who I would qualify as Thuggo, I'm not Thuggo. I'm Ray Ray. And do I have some Thuggo in me? Yeah, I can pop a little Thuggo out from time to time, but I'm not Thuggo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy that got that iron ready and cop. See, I don't keep one in the chamber unless I'm finna get ready to walk up in somewhere. If I know I'm finna go somewhere where, you know, something might pop out, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and load up. But Thuggo, man, that nigga sleep with one in the chamber. He get a haircut with one in the chamber. That nigga get it in with a bra with one in the chamber. He go to court with one in the chamber, sitting in his car. He go, man, listen, man, that boy keep one in the chamber all the time because Thuggo got one mission. And that's to prove to somebody that he's a bigger thug, that he's a bigger gangster. That's not my mission. But you got to respect the struggle of another man. I don't know the struggle of the educated lame. But if he shares it with me, I respect it. The problem with him, he don't want to know the struggle of Ray Ray. He don't care. He look at the results of them. He look at the results that come from the activities that go on in the environment that Ray Ray frequents. And he decides that he's just going to dump all those results at Ray Ray's foot and say, man, this is what you're causing. Well, let me tell you something. If I look out here into the square world, can I look out here and say, man, all these things that are going on, all these dudes, man, can't even stand up for themselves to the white men they work for or work with, or white men who work for them. They can't stand up to nobody, man. They can't stand up to women. They can't, make themselves be who they want to be. They can't approach women with a level of confidence. Are you the reason that women out here turning to each other? Is it you? I don't say that. I say, whatever your struggle is, brother, tell me about it. Let me understand it. And you understand mine. And we sit down at the table together and try to figure some shit out. You understand? The educated lame and Ray Ray will make great partners, man, as far as changing the plight of black people in this society. Because the educated lame ain't got no money. I'm just going to be honest with you. The educated lame ain't got no money. See, let me tell you the difference between the educated lame and Ray Ray. The educated lame is perfectly okay with just making more money than black folks he knows. He just want to make more money than Pookie. He don't care about making more money. Because he know he ain't gonna make more money than Ray Ray. But his idea with Ray Ray is that, yeah, you may make more money, but you're gonna be in prison or dead. That's where all of y'all end up at, in prison or dead. Okay, well, we just talking about a man that became the first hip hop billionaire who's a Ray Ray. You understand? We talk about, hell, Master P is a very well respected man. You understand? He was one of the first cats that we actually know who showed up out there in Nipsey area after Nipsey got popped. He say Nipsey one of the cats in the industry who answered every call he ever gave him, just out of respect for him. So, hey, P's a Ray Ray, still relevant, still sitting on $100 million or so, still living. So what we talking about here is we ain't talking about nothing. We talking about a whole bunch of nothing right now. But I'm telling you, Ray Ray got paper that he need help washing. You understand? He needs help. He if he could have some assistance washing his paper, he could clean up a whole bunch of paper, man, do a whole bunch of amazing things. Now the educated lane, he has the means, he has the knowledge and information necessary to clean that paper in the most efficient way, to do it under the nose of the people who are always dipping their nose in something. If those two people, man, sit down, man, and chop it up and figure out a plan, everything that educated lame wants to do, it takes money that he ain't got. And everything that Ray Ray wants to do, that he dreams of doing, it takes knowledge and information that he doesn't have. So those two cats come together, man, and put Ray Ray's money with the lame's knowledge. Hey, man, you talking about changing the world. But the thing is, the educated lame and Ray Ray would never trust one another because this society doesn't want them to trust one another. Everybody knows what black men need to do to get it together except black men themselves. And black men don't care. Another thing is this, man. You got to demand respect. You have to demand respect. You don't have a choice but to demand respect. That's just the way it is. You got to demand respect. But there's two levels to this. Of course, you got to demand the respect you deserve from others. You got to do that. You got to demand respect. And sometimes you might have to take it if they don't give it. Hopefully you can just demand it and people will, you'll keep surround yourself with people who understand the rules of engagement. But the second part is that you got to demand yourself to give respect to those who deserve it from you. Respect ain't just all about you. You got to be willing to give people the respect they deserve. You got to command and demand yourself to do so. You got to force yourself to not withhold respect from people that they deserve. And that's the truth of the matter, man. Everybody's always talking about getting respect, but nobody ever pays as much attention to giving respect. Yeah, respect must be earned. The problem is people earn respect and then people don't understand the rules and they still try to disrespect people even though they've earned the respect. You understand what I'm saying? There's certain things that happen in this environment, man, that could be avoided if people just learn to demand respect from others and demand themselves to give respect to others, as long as everybody deserves that respect. Also, man, MOB. It's the mob, baby. Money over bras. Manhood over bras. That's how it's got to be, man. That's a pretty simple concept, but most people just say it because it's a pretty popular slogan. Most niggas just want to put it on a t-shirt. But it's the realest thing ever, man. And it doesn't mean that women don't have any value. It means they don't have no value over money and they don't have no business over manhood. No value over manhood. They come beneath both of those things, well beneath those things. But there are other things that they're more valuable than. So we ain't going to sit here and say women have no value. We just want to make sure that we properly assess that value and wrap our mind around the concept of what that value truly is. And the last thing, man, always put God first, man. Always put God first. I don't mean sometime, man. I mean always put God first, man. Make sure you do that. You have to. And that's the bottom line, man. So, man, we done been in here for a minute, man. We're going to go ahead and get ready to slide on out this thing, man. We're going to leave out of here with some top-notch game, man. Appreciate everybody being in the joint. SJ3, man, I appreciate you being in and working that wrench, man. Good thing SJ didn't have to really turn to the Grinch. Hollywood Hawkins came through for a minute, I believe. Maybe that was earlier. No, Hollywood came through for a minute. So I appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. Let me see what I can find in here, man, for us to get off on, man. Maybe we're gonna go to some warning shot, man. We'll see. We're gonna find out here, man. Salute to the brethren, man. Salute to the Alpha brethren, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint. I may come on tonight, man. I don't really know. Man. I might. It just depends, man. I think I need to break, man, and stop coming on so often. I think I'm gonna change my schedule, man, and not come on every day like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to schedule it out like a show, and not come on as often as I do, man. I think y'all starting to get burnt out on me a little bit. I feel like y'all are. So I'm gonna go ahead and see, man, how that turns out. We don't know. We don't know, but we shall see. So peace out to everyone, man. Let's see what we got in the joint, man. Ruben, real deal, peace. Mess y'all, peace to you. The last done, salute. Young man Hood, peace. NYC Bob. Last done, I love Info OG. Been listening night and day. I appreciate that, brother. King Nitty.
When I woke this morning, I was angry because my people continue to place value on things that have no value. We continue to
no
focus
doubt,
on
King
things
Nitty. Appreciate
that
it,
have
homie.
no end except destruction. This is your warning
Roster.
shot. Wake
No
up.
doubt, bro. No doubt.
Wake up.
Keep Run G for sure.
Everybody, look around you and tell me what you see in the ghetto. Little children are suffering without enough to eat, and the ghetto mother's doing what she can.
King
do
Shooter,
by
peace, homie.
herself.
Hey, Mr. Reds, peace to you, bro. Antoine Harris. Haha, no doubt, bro. No doubt. No doubt, Twan. Appreciate that, homie. Al Pacino Brown, salute. Coach Warren, what up, homie? SJ3, salute, homie. Appreciate it.
Get yourself together. This is the warning shot for everybody within earshot of my voice. Shoot better. Get yourself together. Single mama,
Peace out to the homie SJ,
kids
man.
you got. Your life took one hell of a shot when baby daddy got shot or got popped for trafficking blocks on city blocks. Stepped after he caught doing a racial profile stop by crooked cops. Brothers dodged them feds while sisters hop in beds. Difficult decisions we make to keep our families fed. They say my generation's all about self, but when you starving, it's hard to consider anyone else. So I pray to Jehovah that things will get better for us, that we'll become paper investors instead of cheddar blowers. Struggling, envisioning ourselves bubbling. Money's good, the things we do for the troubling. I've worked so hard, mental and emotional scars of life and poverty continue to bother me. Y'all follow me, let's make the situation improve, using money as a tool instead of doing what the Joneses do. Warning shot for everybody within earshot of my voice. You better get yourself together. This is the warning shot for everybody within earshot of my voice. You better get yourself together. Say yes, I believe that God gon' deliver me. He won't abandon me, living miserably. If you or somebody that you know living poor and you don't know when your change gon' come, sing the song. Say yes, I believe that God gon' deliver me. He won't abandon me, living miserably. Try to repeat it whenever you feel defeated. This is my way of letting them know he's really needed. For years, the outlook on Southern life has been grim. Opportunities to succeed for the black man are slim. The American dream is no means to speed money, so me and my brothers opt for fast street money, gunning each other down, about to run out of room underground. To all the black mothers wear a permanent frown. Let's get smart and recognize we should be in charge, cause we descend from the chosen people of God. This is the warning shot for everybody within earshot of my voice. You better get yourself together. This is the warning shot for everybody within earshot of my voice. You better get yourself together. That was your warning.
Peace out, homies. Salute to the AlphaSphere. If they ain't with your program, cut their ass loose. They don't deserve to be in your presence anyway. You roll with God. You come hard. Almighty M. Appreciate the super chat. Peace, homies.